Rob, welcome back to BetMGM tonight. Straight away from me, let's reflect on the midnight hour matchup from last night between the Chargers and Raiders, with LAC at 2-0 and KC on the flip side at 0-2. Who may win the AFC West this year? Who would you lay the money on? Right now, the Chargers are the leader at BetMGM to earn that honor at plus 110, with Kansas City shockingly at plus 250. Is this the year the Chargers change the guard there in the AFC West?
Look, I like the Chargers a lot. There is one concern that I have right now. I'm waiting for Omari and Hampton to click, because I think when he does, and he was one of my favorite players coming into this draft, I think when he does, that the Chargers go to what Harbaugh said they were going to do at the beginning, which was, we're going to be a running team first, and we're going to try to create a world where it's easier for Justin Herbert. The good news is Justin Herbert's kind of looked like a dog through 2 weeks so far. So, like, you can rely on the guy. And I think the thing I keep reminding myself is regular season Justin Herbert hasn't been the problem for this team the last couple of years, right? It's been, what do they do when it's big time clutch time? But the Chiefs are kind of the other way around. It's like they've had a lot of these close games the last couple of years, and they've just always seemed to find a way to gut one out. I don't know if this is kind of looking for a silver lining here, but I will take a Chiefs ticket at 2.5 to 1, which I would have told you before the season. A 2.5 to 1 Chiefs to win the division ticket is stupid, and you should run to the bank. Why would we change that in 2 weeks? When loss number one was after a plane trip to Sao Paulo, Brazil, where these dudes were locked in a hotel room for 3 days before they played football. Like, it's a weird, and I understand they're supposed to be the Chiefs and they're above all that and whatever. But, oh yeah, by the way, no Rashee Rice. They're banged up around the football field. It's going to take a minute to lock in. I'm not at point. I love the Chargers, and I love the future of this football team. Like I said, especially if Hampton gets going, boys. But I'm not selling the Chiefs dynasty up the river just yet. And if you're going to give them to me at 2.5 to 1, I'm going to take that. It has been 2 weeks. And oh, by the way, loss number 2 was against the reigning, defending, and Saquon Barkley. Maybe let's take a deep breath here.
Rob, you just heard the call right there on the ACC. So Miami's looked impressive. Your boys at Georgia Tech with a big win at home on a crazy game against Clemson. Clemson's 1-2. I don't know if you saw I'm guessing you saw the Dabo press conference today. He's spiraling out of control. Florida State, they got some big games coming up, but undefeated right now. I give you $100. Are you going with the favorite, the Canes? Are you sticking with Georgia Tech? Who do you like the most in the ACC right now?
First off, I apologize. I didn't have a chance to make it down to my local Hibbett, so I had to improv the rec gear today. Shout out to the boys at Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Wreck, getting it done for you fella at plus 3.5. Didn't want it, didn't need it. Should have gone with the money line like I said I was going to last week, and then I didn't have the rocks to make the bet, so I took the points. Hell yeah, you're right, we did. I'm going to say right now, and I don't know if this is optimistic, ambitious, I'm going to get accused of 100 different things here. Why not take Florida State with the way they've looked through 2 games? Florida State, as far as I'm concerned, through a 2-game stretch, have looked as impressive as anybody else. And OBT dubs after Florida State, and I don't use this word very often, manhandled Alabama in that game. And I'm not talking about the scoreboard, Ryan Horvat. I'm talking about man-to-man, dude-to-dude, O-line to D-line. Florida State whipped Alabama the way that Nick Saban's Alabama used to whip everybody else. They were pushing these dudes around all game long, and all Bama's done since then is kick every ass that's in front of them. And I know Wisconsin's not a big, bad football team like the Badgers of years gone past, and I know this was in Tuscaloosa. There was never, like, from play number 3, there was never a doubt in that game. Ryan Williams is starting to look alive. I would love to point out that Ty Simpson, who was the question mark. What did Ty Simpson do in week number 2? A perfect 17 of 17 for 9,000 yards and a bunch of tutties. And then he followed it up with a very good performance. My Georgia Tech label's falling off my hat. This is embarrassing, people. I'm better than this. I'm much more high budget than this. Ty Simpson has been good, and I think that team's pissed off about what happened at Florida State, and Florida State put them into that spot. I like this Miami team. I don't like Miami. I hate the Miami Hurricanes, but like I respect the team that Cristobal's been put. But here's the thing, and I know that I came on this show after they knocked off Notre Dame, and I said, oh, maybe there's Mario Cristobal's growing up moment. Y'all, Notre Dame's defense, Ryan, please don't come through the computer and choke me out. The defense sucks right now. Like, it's bad. Even Marcus Freeman's like, I'm going to have to step up and take control of this if we don't get better. So maybe that win over Notre Dame, much like LSU's week 1 win over Clemson, doesn't look as impressive 3 weeks in as we thought it would. So, like, I'm not fully there yet with Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes. And I know it's one more game than Florida State played, but what Florida State did to Miami, and then they turned around in a spot they could have come out slow, hit the gas, maybe let up a little bit. They dumped 7 or whatever, on a little nobody cupcake the next week. Boys, I got to tell you, it's hard for me not to take the Noles right now because we all said, is this a bounce back year? Through 2 weeks, it looks like the answer is a resounding Stone Cold Steve Austin, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize for ripping the Notre Dame defense, man. I think I said last night in the final hour of the show that I would electrocute Chris Ash right now. That's how much I can't stand him. He set Notre Dame defense back 20 years. I've actually been pretty good about it. I don't want to get into it. Damn them. Anyway, Rob, choose your own adventure. NFL or college football. It could be an underdog. It could be a favorite this week. Your favorite bet.
All right, I'll give you one of each because I'm nothing if not kind and generous. Boys, let's start in the NFL. Give me the Lions +6 against the Ravens, right? Like I like this Baltimore team in that week one dogfight against Buffalo. Maybe the best NFL game we've had in a couple of years. And I know Detroit looked slow out of the gate, but did they not look like they were right back to being the Super Bowl contenders we thought they were last week? On the flip side, Baltimore, apparently even with Derrick Henry, kind of forgot how to run the ball against the Browns. It took them to the fourth quarter to bust that thing open, and they needed a block punt, a fumble recovery, and a pick to get it done. Do we believe that they're going to be able to do those things against Detroit? The answer for me is no, and you're giving me this line at 6. I think I got it at 6.5. I think it may be down to 6 now. I wouldn't be shocked if that thing pumps up. If it ends up touching 7, run to the bank with your paycheck to get it done. Over in college ball, I'm gonna go one more with you guys. As much as I've said, like, I don't know them, I don't trust them, this is more about the team they're playing. Miami -7.5 against Florida. That I got nothing on this for Florida. That team is spiraling. You threw 5 interceptions against 5 picks against LSU. This was hey everybody, DJ Lagway's for real. And I'll be honest, boys, I fell for the hype. I met DJ Lagway at SEC Media Days, and like, confidence was brimming. I went all in on Lagway and the Gators, and I am a complete and total jackass for doing that because this team is not that team at this point. So I understand, like, Florida wants to get it right and all that, but they're not changing anything. Somebody described, I wish I can remember who it was, but they said, you know what the Florida Gators are? The Florida Gators are like, if you go to the grocery store and you buy all the ingredients to cook a great dinner and you bring it home and you call everybody over and it's time to cook, and then you realize nobody in the house knows how to actually cook. You got all the ingredients, you got the kitchen's nice, you got all the equipment, but if nobody knows how to cook, you're kind of wasting your time. Like, that's where I am with Florida. So give me Miami -7.5 over the not-so-mighty Gators of Florida.
Love it. Bringing the passion as always, Rob Brown, host of the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. Avid watcher of low-budget movies as well. Follow him on X, would you kindly, at the Rob Brown Show. Again, on X, at the Rob Brown Show. Rob, let's go to the most important game of the weekend, shall we? In my neck of the woods, the ILL going to Bloomington to fight against the fighting John Mellencamp's, the Indiana Hoosiers. The gridiron version and not the hardwood version, usually the storied rivalry in this series, but it still has the nation's attention. The Illini are catching 4.5 points. Again, they're the higher-ranked team here, number 9 versus number 19. Scout this one for us and give us a selection, and I'm praying you're going to go orange and blue. What are your thoughts on Illinois, Indiana?
You know, I came in here today, Brad, with every intention of doing nothing but aggravating the ever-loving dog crap out of Ryan Horvat for the Tech Clemson heat that I took last week. But I'm afraid I am going to disappoint you and say I'm rolling with Curt Cignetti and the Hoosiers in this one. Look, Indiana, and I'm going to use an expression very common down here in the South, Brad. Indiana ain't played nobody, Paul. They ain't played nobody. However, the nobodies they played, they have done what teams who play nobodies but are expected to be good. They've kicked the dog crap at everybody. They got, 360 some odd yards of rushing surrendered across 3 games. On the flip side, Illinois is, I think, sitting at like 146 on the ground per game, which puts them about 70th in the country so far. And granted, one of those games was at a team that, and this is a reason I actually do like Illinois, to go down into Duke, and I know it's just little old Duke. That's a 9-win football team from last year, fellas. And again, I don't know if Manny Diaz is the real deal or if that's Mike Elko's guys that he left behind when he went down to coach the Colt at Texas A&M. But it's a 9-win team from last year, and Illinois just beat the hell out of them. That being said, I think Indiana at this point, with a rush defense up against and Brad, you tell me if I'm wrong here, against, I think, a very middle-of-the-road, very average Illinois offense, can kind of keep that offense to where the Illini have to throw the ball quite a bit. And if you get into a shootout with Fernando Mendoza, I'm going to pick Mendoza. Like, that kid, it's not anything that's jumping off the page. He's not putting himself into the Heisman conversation yet. 19 of 20. In the last time out. Like, the dude is definition of efficiency right now. So if Indiana's run defense can keep Illinois to, let's say, $120, $130 or less on the ground, which I think they can, and they put it into the hands of Mendoza, I got to go with the Hoosiers here. And I don't know if you know this about Curt Cignetti, Bradley Evans, but he wins. Google him.